Hello, I'm Skewclip, and today I'll be telling you how Elden Ring bosses would react if you came out to them. Ranked, of course. Since I did my NPC tier list, I received several requests for a bosses edition, and today is that day. This will be for base game bosses only, as I have not personally beaten the DLC yet, and I will need to watch some DLC lore videos first as well, to make sure it's as accurate as possible. For brevity's sake, I have combined some boss types into one ranking per category. For example, all Crystallians go together and all Crucible Knights go together as well. One very important disclaimer: this is completely my opinion, and as a gay person, my opinion is 100% correct. One note, this presentation assumes that you are coming out as bisexual. We'll start off with an honorable mention: the Mimic tier. This boss fight is where you fight yourself. So, is it homophobic? Is it homoerotic? Only you know that answer. We'll start off in F tier, the bosses you should never tell. At number 42, dead last, we've got Sir Gideon Ofnir, the All-Knowing. He'd say, "I know in my bones, a could never become a lord." I already ranked this guy in my NPCs edition, and the only difference here is that now, instead of calling you slurs behind your back, he now does it to your face while spamming spells. At number 41, we've got the Royal Revenant, who spits poison at you in disgust. Nope. It's definitely homophobic, and the only reason it's not in last place is that it would kill you if you were straight too. At number 40, we've got Morgoth/Margit. He would tell you, "Foul tarnished, what is thy business here? Thy kind are all of a piece, ruining the nuclear family. As long as I am king, put these foolish ambitions of gay rights to rest." He is not just calling you foul because you've been running around in Limgrave killing things for 2 weeks without showering. It's because you're gay. He says gay people are ruining the traditional family unironically, as if his parents didn't throw him in the sewers. And as an outcast omen, he could have been chill, but he turned around and became a Golden Order fanboy, sadly. At number 39, we've got the Knights Cavalries. They would tell you, "Put your hands up, stop resisting." These guys are Margit's enforcers and are just as homophobic as him. Off duty, during the day, they can get pretty freaky, but when they get into uniform at night, they go raid all the gay bars in Limgrave. Next up, we've got number 38, the Godskin Duo. They'd tell you, "I saw you wash your face last night, twink. Wear your skin dry like the rest of us." Yeah, what he said. The Apostle is gay, and the Noble is very homophobic. The Apostle cares too much about what the Noble thinks, so he represses his sexuality and acts extra homophobic to fit in. Number 37, we've got Elmer of the Briar, who would... This guy is cool for escaping his execution in a badass way, but he also kills the merchants. It's hard to tell what he's going to do, just like his entire boss fight. He also gets demoted on this list for sending bell-bearing hunters that jump scare me when I visit a merchant at night. At number 36, we have Godric the Grafted. He would tell you, "Lowly tarnished, thou art unfit even to graft, you degenerate. Stay away from my castle, freak." Godric calls you a freak with zero self-awareness, and he's really insecure and thinks that if he's nice to a gay person, people will think he's gay too, which he cannot stand. Up next, we have D tier, the bosses you avoid telling. At number 35, we have the Limgrave Tree Sentinel. All you hear from him, and his horse, is some homophobic neighing. This guy is just waiting to jump you the second you set foot in Limgrave. He's got a homophobic aura, I can sense it. At number 34, we have Rykard. He will tell you, "Together we shall devour the very heteronormative ideals of the Golden Order." This one is complicated because he's all into blasphemy, which is cool. However, he's like so racist to Albinaurics. If you're a gay tarnished, you're good. But if you're a gay albinoric, or if you get on his bad side, yikes. At number 33, we have the Valiant Gargoyles. They'd tell you, give me your lunch money, loser. Are you gonna go cry to your mommy? Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. These two actually genuinely don't care if you're gay, but they really like bullying you, so they'll use you being gay as an excuse to kick your teeth in anyways. Up next, at number 32, we have Radagon. He would tell you, you listen here, stay away from my daughter. And by the way, I don't believe in pronouns. He has some cool gender stuff going on, being one with America and all, and the potential to be supportive. However, he has not done any introspection, and he focuses all his energy on simping for the Golden Order, so unfortunately he's pretty homophobic. At number 31, we have the Red Wolf of Radagon, who would growl at you in an unfriendly way. Just like his owner. He's pretty homophobic, and he bites gay people. At number 30, we have Moog. He would tell you, you want to know how much I care? Now, honored guest, behold the birthplace of our dynasty. He's actually not homophobic at all, but it's more because he's busy being obsessed with his dynasty than because of actual good morals. He's not the worst, but he's kinda creepy, and he also calls you honored guest, then immediately tries to kill you, which is kind of homophobic. At number 29, we have Piss Godfrey. He would tell you, get off my lawn, and then smack you with a 10-hit long axe swing combo. He's made of piss, which is kind of freaky, but not gay, and he's a projection by Morgoth, so he's pretty homophobic, just like him. And now we're at C tier, the bosses you tell just to see. At number 28, we have the Draconic Tree Sentinel, who would tell you, nothing personal, kid. He doesn't personally care if you're gay, to be honest. He is a warrior for the Golden Order, though, so he is contractually obligated to take you out. At number 27, we have Elden Beast, who would tell you, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed. Oh, you're gay? Ugh. And then pull out Elden Stars. Elden Beast is a cosmic being. It doesn't personally care about gayness. The Golden Order thinks gay people are an irregularity, though, and it can't stand anything that interrupts perfect order. At number 26, we have the Dragonkin Soldiers. They tell you, that's not natural, you know. Well, I suppose neither am I. Just keep it to yourself. They are failed artificial experiments of the Nox who never attained lordship. You'd think they'd be friendlier to other outcasts perceived as weird, but they're kind of rude. At least they're self-aware. At number 25, we have the Demi-Human Queens, who would kind of just screech confusedly. Their species has been despised and persecuted in the lands between for a long time, and their society is pretty primitive. However, given enough time, they'll easily come around to supporting those different than them. At number 24, we've got Dragon Lord Placidsax. He would tell you, thou thinkest that I care? Get thine ass out of my arena. And you just woke him up from a sound 1,000-year sleep. What were you expecting? He's from the era of the Crucible, where all things were more fluid, so gay people don't bother him. He is still gonna fry your ass with that nuclear AoE, though. Erdtree avatars would say, these guys just hang around chilling until you come to steal their tears for your physic. Even though they protect the Erdtree for the Golden Order, they're not homophobic, they're just doing their jobs. At number 22, we have Fire Giant, who would say, this poor guy is kinda insane from the genocide of his species. He doesn't have time to care if you're gay. If you're bug-sized to him, you're getting squished, regardless of sexuality. Up next, we have B tier, the bosses you tell if it comes up. At number 21, we have Commander Nile, who would tell you, okay, I guess. Anyways, did you know that I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee? Nile sacrificed his leg to save his men. He seems pretty cool. He is in a problematic polycule with 2 of his Banished Knight employees, but he's not homophobic. He's still gonna skewer you, but but it's just because you're annoying, not because you're gay. At number 20, we have the Tibia Mariners, who would say, they may be in fishing boats all day, but they're not the homophobic redneck type. They are literally just chilling unless you bother them. They don't care if you're gay, just leave them and their skelly friends alone. At number 19, we have Estelle, natural born of the void, who would tell you, he is a cosmic space being made out of Orbeez. He cannot comprehend homophobia. He only gets mad at you if you go in his house without permission, which is honestly very reasonable. At number 18, we have the Crystallians, who would say, kind of like Estelle, they're space beings who don't understand gayness. But if they did, they would absolutely all be gay for each other. At number 17, we have the Magma Worms, who would tell you it's so nice to see someone else who is rational and doesn't believe in Sky Mommy America. Tips Fedora. Magma worms are into some pretty freaky stuff with consuming dragon body parts to transform their flesh and all, so gay people aren't weird to them. But they're kind of annoying, and they think they're so enlightened for rejecting the Golden Order. At number 16, we have the Leonine Misbegotten, who would growl at you, but in a friendly way. These guys don't have the most coherent thoughts, but they do understand being outcasts from the Golden Order, so they'd probably chill out and be friendly if you gave them some nice hefty beast bones to chew on. At number 15, we have the Crucible Knights, who would tell you, ew, that's gay, bro. They are from the Crucible era, so they should be chill, but under the Golden Order, they've become kinda like frat bros who use gay as an insult. But the key here is, if you say, no you, in the 7 frames following, that's gay, it perfect parries the homophobia, and you can get a critical hit on their ego. And now we have arrived at A tier, the bosses you don't mind telling. At number 14, we have the Ancestor Spirits, who would not speak words, but telepathically beam into your mind the sentiment that life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Do not resist them, for that only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. They are ethereal creatures with no bigotry in them. They inherently understand that gayness is just an ever-present feature of humanity. At number 13, we have Grail's children, the dragons. They'd tell you, I don't get it, but good for you. Now, get out of here before we have a problem. Their mother taught them good manners because even if they don't understand gayness, they respect it. They mind their business unless you bother them, and even if they do attack you, it's not a hate crime. At number 12, we have Roundtable Knight Vike, who would tell you, this dragon boy is besties with ancient dragon Lansax, and dragons are pretty chill with gay people. He is very compassionate to his maiden, and while he will still blast you off a cliff, he's just doing his job as an Everjail boss. At number 11, we have Ancient Dragon Lansax. She would tell you, nice, as long as you're cool with Vike, you're cool with me. She is Vike's bestie, and they share similar views. She only tries to fry you with lightning if you invade her territory. At number 10, we have Loretta. She would tell you, that's great, let me know if you need anything. She's the defender of the oppressed, all around just a great horse girl who would definitely support you. And we all know that Melania and Cleanrot Knight Finley are dating. Well, Loretta has a crush on both of them, but is too scared to ask if they're polyamorous. At number 9, we have Godfrey / Horalu. He would tell you, brave Charnished, thy strength befits a crown. Coming out is no easy choice. And as Elden Lord, he let his Omen kids get sent to the sewers, which is pretty bad. But after he has his midlife crisis and gets rid of the Golden Order's influence, he has a change of heart and becomes much more supportive. At number 8, we have Starscourge Radon. He would give you a thumbs up, and then snipe you from 2 miles away. He's an absolute bro. His mind may be gone from the Scarlet Rot, but he's still very compassionate, as evidenced by his care of his horse. He may be trying to pound you into the ground, but it's not because you're gay. He appreciates the battle you give him. And now we have finally arrived at S tier, the bosses you tell right away. At number 7 we have Renala, who would tell you, "Ah, thou, be not alarmed or afeared. Gay and straight alike can be born anew." She may be pretty depressed from her divorce, but she loves all her children, even the imperfectly reborn ones. She was married to Radagon, but he was also Marika, so Renala gets the honorable mention for most confused about her own sexuality. At number 6, we have the Black Knife Assassins, who would say, "You're queer? I mean, aren't we all?" Lesbians. They're goth lesbians. They're gonna threaten you with knives regardless, but that's kinda hot, so... At number 5, we have Lich Dragon Fortisax, who would tell you, "Hell yeah, dude, why didn't you tell me in the first place? Godwyn is gonna love this." Fortisax was besties with Godwyn, the champion for the outcasts in the Lands Between. He would be perfectly okay with your sexuality, as long as you don't threaten Godwyn. At number 4, we have Melania. She would tell you, "I am Melania, Blade of Mikola." As we all know, she's lesbian for Cleanrot Knight Finlay. And she literally does not care if you are gay. She is waterfowling your ass regardless. At number 3, we have Elder Dragon Grail, who would tell you, supportively. She's a great mom and taught all her kids not to be homophobic. She's one of those moms at pride parades with free mom hugs t-shirts. Were those early levels really worth it? Is that bleed weapon burning a hole in your inventory yet? At number 2, we have Malekith, who would tell you, "Witless tarnished, why were you afraid to tell me?" Malekith is like the random boomer at your work who's unexpectedly a really good ally. He does attack you once, as Garank, but that's only because of Deathroot withdrawals. On second thought though, that metal crop top is a little flamboyant. Do you have something to tell us, Malekith? And last, but certainly not least, in the number 1 spot, we have Rick, Soldier of God. He would tell you, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." Just like how he is the most powerful boss in the Lands Between, he is the most powerful ally as well. I mean, he defies his master Godric to help you learn. He will always be there for the Tarnished, to teach them how to spam R1, no matter what. Well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you greatly for all of your support. I just make these videos for fun, so it means a lot that they resonate with so many of you. Although my opinions are 100% correct, if you do have alternative theories, please comment them below. I genuinely love reading all of your ideas. Some of you are hilariously creative. If you did find this amusing, feel free to like and subscribe. I do have more videos planned for the future. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.